Good evening. So, I am going to set my hair for the first time in about a month. I just haven't really felt like doing it, which is fine. We don't always need to have our sets in. And I definitely haven't done it since I cut my hair. So my hair's a bit shorter now. So I am just going to try and set this. I'm going to set this on a side part, which is how my hair would normally be. But what we're going to do is get our nice tail comb. Make sure that we've got our rollers. I use about 20 or so, around that. And my water. My spray has got some setting lotion in it, but I put a bit in at the beginning and then I just keep diluting it because I don't really want it that strong. To be honest, I don't really think, for my hair, I don't really need to use it, but you know, such is. So, I'm going to section off this crown part here, quite far back for me. Give it a little twist. This is not anything, you know, special, this setting pattern, but, you know, it's what I do when I actually want to do a proper pattern. I learned how to do this from the lovely, again, I mention her a lot, Lucille Locks, because she is fantastic and she is like the queen of a tidy set. So I aspire to be like her. I never am. So I'm taking it from behind my ear. And this is going to be twisted away. I have lots of these little grips that anybody of my age who is over 30 probably is going to remember them from back in the day. And again, another little section. I don't always section. Sometimes I will just do a really lazy set, which I will record for you at some point. My little lazy set. And this can go on here. And then at the back, I will do just a section here. So we've got that. Lots of hair being pinned all over the place, guys. That one goes there. And this one I do about the same. Try not to have too much of a wedge at the back. Okay. And we're gonna just pin this up and out of the way. So now we've got this wonderful mess going on here. And we've got this section back here. It's probably not 100% tidy, but it'll do. So put another pillow down. Excuse my dressing gown. I haven't done anything yet. I've been doing college work. So I'm just going to brush this out super fast. And again, depending on how you want to do this, some ladies do indeed get the tail comb in there and section perfectly. I don't, which is why my sets don't really last as long as some people's. That's okay. I will probably re-roll this on Thursday night because I am working on Saturday, which means my lovely set is going to just be going underneath a scrub hat. And I'm going out Saturday night for the first time since, well, it feels like about 90 years, but you know, it's not. So just dampening it down, I'm going to brush through, get my roller, oops. Right to the end, a bit of tension, tuck those ends in, and we're just gonna roll it down. Now this one I tend to do straight up, because I just find it a lot easier. And that's my first one in. And then we're just gonna pile on through. And it is just doing that all the way through, guys. Nothing too thrilling at all, really. When you've been doing this a long time, you start doing it just, you know, with something on in the background. It's a little harder when you first start doing it, when you've got shorter hair though. Oh my goodness. It's just making sure you get those ends tucked in. And like I said, a little bit of tension. Nothing too much. Don't pull your hair out, guys. You know, no set is worth that. And then we just clip them. Whenever I tell people that I sleep in rollers, the first question I get is, isn't that uncomfortable? Yes. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my most comfortable night's sleep, but it's not the worst because, believe me, I love my sleep. I never get enough of it because I have a little kid who comes into my bed most nights, so I do get booted awake a lot during the night. So sleep is precious, guys. Nothing is, you know, gotta get your sleep. Oops, it was a bit too much of a thick section. The lower down I get, the further down I get, I tend to do smaller sections. But I digress. It is not the most comfortable night's sleep, I'm gonna say, but it's not the worst, you know. Yeah, if you do quite a tidy set, like a sectioned set, and you are quite methodical with how you do this, you're probably going to find it's actually not that bad because you've given yourself sort of a bit of a cushion. So it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not amazing. But as I was saying, I am not going to be losing sleep. I'll put it that way. No hairstyle is worth me losing and not sleeping very well. So it doesn't happen. I have short little bits back here, so I just try and pull them all into the roll as we go down. If I run out of rollers while I do my set, I will put smaller rollers in at the end. I really need to go and buy some more foam rollers. To be honest, these ones are getting pretty old, so I could probably do it buying some new ones anyway, but I'm coming for you, Lucille Locks, and I will be getting some new sets. Her shop is so popular that her rollers just sell out like straight away, man. So that happens and you never get a look in. So yeah, I need to get some, to be honest. Some of my rollers are pretty old now. I've had these for a very long time. I do wash them, not gross, but I have had them a very long time, so they really could do, you know, some of the clasps aren't working as well, and I really probably could do with a fresh, new, pretty set, to be honest, or at least some newer ones to add to my collection. Yeah. So this is it, guys. It's just methodical, and you get tired arms, especially when you haven't done it for a while. But that's okay. It's all in the name of pretty hair for a few days. And also I've freshly dyed my hair. So it's coming off on my hands. Yuck. So I'm just gonna try not to, if you wrap the ends like I just did, try not to twist them as you turn them, because you get like weird little ringly kinky things going on at the end, which you don't want. Trust me, that is not what we're going for. I always try and keep these ones a bit further back so they don't hurt my ears when I'm laying on them, but when you wrap them at the end, in your lovely headscarf for the night. You don't really notice it that much. I tell you one thing though that is really annoying when you're trying to do this. I have the smallest cut on my finger. I don't know if you can see it. My fingers have gone purple already. And oh my goodness, it is so annoying. It catches on everything, especially my hair. Okay. It's really annoying, guys. It's like when you have false nails, you know, acrylics, and they start coming away, you know, not coming away, but growing out. That's the word I was searching for. Got there in the end. And they just catch on everything. Okay. This is my thinner side. When it comes to a side part, this is my, you know, yeah, thinner side. So I don't normally use as many rollers, but you know, we're just going with the flow. I've actually managed to put a little bit more hair on this side today. The good thing about foam rollers over doing pin curls, like proper pin curls, I used to do proper pin curls years ago because I used to actually find them more comfortable to sleep on. However, you have to follow setting patterns, or at least be sort of pedantic at how you're rolling, because they basically depend on rolling over or under, so forward or backwards. They're directional, so you get different styles and different waves and things depending on what direction you roll them in, which, if you don't do correctly, can kind of cause a bit of havoc with your set, to be honest. Or at least it takes a lot longer to comb out, and it's just a lot of effort. When I had a lot shorter hair, after I had my little one, I decided to cut my hair short, for reasons we will not go into right now, but I cut all my hair off, and yeah, it was, when it came back a little bit longer, it was a pixie cut for a long time. Oh my goodness, it's such a nightmare to roll. I'm not even kidding. It was awful. I couldn't use foam rollers. I just did not have any that were small enough to use. So I would have to use pin curls. So I got quite good at them, and I used to follow a lot of setting patterns. You can find setting patterns all over the shop, and there's some lovely videos online about them, but I don't know, but I don't think as many women use them now, because you can just get foam rollers and these all just roll down. So you have a little bit more control. Well, not all of them, but most of them just roll down. So you have a little bit more control in what you're going to end up with over, you know, pin curls. In regards to, you can manipulate the curls a little bit more when they're in a foam roller pattern. And also it's not quite as time consuming, in my opinion, to do it like this. So I am gonna attempt to get 2 in here, but I am running out of rollers. This is what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4. Yeah, we should be okay. For less sales, we will have to resort to some pin curls, guys. So I'm doing thicker sections here purely because I'm running out of rollers. I'm gonna need about 3, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe. We'll see. And we're gonna spray this. To be honest, I'm probably not gonna take these out tomorrow. I'm gonna take the front ones out and put a bandana in or something, because I'm just at home tomorrow. So this one, I'm actually going to roll away from my face a little bit. So not entirely on the side, but heading that way, so slightly. And we're just going to roll down and down. And these are always tricky because I'm right-handed. Oh, come on you. Okay, that'll do. And this one, I'm going to do the same. I might have to cut this into two. So, what we're going to do. Might get away with two on that side. We'll try. We'll try, guys. So, I'm going to move this. Beautiful. I might actually brush it out tomorrow in the afternoon when I finish lectures and stuff, because I'm on my own and I don't have a small person. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to do a brush out at all because I'm brushing it out. Well, I could do a brush out actually on Thursday morning and show you guys basically a brush out at speed, which is generally my life, in honesty, with being a mama. So maybe I'll do that. Yeah, see now this side is a lot thinner, so I'm only going to need two. And this side I'll just put a little bit more on there. You don't want your hair soaking. You want it damp but not soaked because it won't dry even overnight. I mean, you get away with it if you're doing it, you know, like I said, I'm doing mine tonight. Probably won't brush it out till tomorrow afternoon or probably Thursday morning. And then it's gonna last me then. Now, there are ways to attach these without using the plastic, because some people don't like the marks that these leave. I don't mind too much. My hair doesn't get a huge dent from it, and I'm not that much of a perfectionist. I don't really mind. Some girls really, really hate it. That's fine. I'm going to do my last three without any, I think one of them will probably have a bar in, but the other ones won't. And we may have to change how we do it anyway. So that's most of my septum. As you can see, there's a gap here. There always is. I always get this gap. Whatever I do, I get a gap on that side. It's not the end of the world for me. Again, if you're going for particular styles, you might want to do things a little bit different. Now, I used to just roll this straight across and I would start from the crown going back. I am going to take this bit here because I'm running out of rollers, and I'm actually going to do this one. Backwards. So there are different ways to do all this. I am going to now do probably a couple of standing up pin curls because I've run out of rollers. I've got 3. I really need about 4 or 5. There are ways around this. We could change. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to change this one. This is the easier option for a very dirty one, which we're going to get a small curl, but that's okay because when they're at the bottom, you tend to need a little bit more, you tend to need a little bit more curl. You know, for me, my hair is more damaged down there. So we're just going to pop this in. I'm not pulling this too tight because it's the thinner part of your hair, you know, it's the thin part of my hair. Doesn't need to be pulled really, really super tight. So that's one in there. So let's see how we're going to do. Might have to steal another one from the bottom. So There are a few ways to do this. Some girls like to do this straight. Some girls, I used to myself, just take out my fringe and start from here and just roll all the way back. You can completely do that. That's not a problem. I know Lucille Locks likes to do hers on a diagonal because it prevents the parting, which is brilliant. So we're going to kind of do that just so we don't get quite as much of a parting. Now, I have a fringe that is growing out, so the front can get a little bit tricky. So I tend to dampen the front a little bit more than I would do everywhere else. Oops, you can tell I haven't done this for a while. And we're just going to roll this one. I'm going to roll this one back. Some people like to roll these forward. It also depends kind of on what you want to do with your hair. But once you've got a curl in, you know, so day one, I tend to get a very structured set with a lot of gaps that like hair that keeps coming apart. It's kind of annoying first day hair. Second day hair is the golden day for me. My hair is amazing on the second day. So now I'm just going to do this one backwards. Second day hair is great for me. Can you see? It's about as wide, not much wider, about as wide as my roller, but quite a thin section. Second day hair is great. It's started to relax a bit and it just sits beautifully. Third day hair, we're starting to lose some curl. This is normally second day or third day is when women are normally re-roll their hair, if you can be bothered. If you can, have at it, guys, because your set will last days and days if you do that. Sorry, I bleached my hair the other day, so it's quite porous as well, so I'm trying to be kind of gentle on it. And then from then on, it kind of depends on what you want from it. You can re-roll more, and I don't tend to re-roll very often. I might do this week purely for reasons. Right, we've had a bit of an escape artist there, so he can go it down there. Purely because, as I said, I'm going out so on Saturday, and I don't want to have to redo my hair and again and again and again. So I will try and avoid that at all costs. But yeah, it depends what you want to do. I'll normally get a nice poodle out of it on day 3 or 4. But once I go to poodle or attempted, I use the term lightly, bumper bangs, anything that requires a lot of hairspray, I tend to find, and product, my hair goes by about day 4, day 5. And then we're either in a mum bun or I wash it. Yeah, it depends on what you want to do. Right, we are now down to my, almost all, just my fringe. So, I only have 2 rollers left. So, we're gonna have an issue there because I want 3. But it's not the end of the world. So we're gonna replace this sucker over here with a small one. Can you see why I need a new set? Oh my goodness, I need an extra set. Because my hair's quite thick, and it doesn't mean that you do actually need hundreds of rollers in your head. It really doesn't. But for me, I just like the option to have a few extra. I just need like 5. So I'm going to pop him in there. Make sure our ends are all tucked. And there we go. The other reason I don't mind using these tiny ones is because I quite like the fluffy sort of look, fluffy vintage look. Quite authentic. If you weren't a celebrity, then you probably weren't sleek and smooth, like very Marilyn sort of, you know, How to Marry a Millionaire, very sleek and smooth and gorgeous bobs. They weren't generally like that for everyday women. Google it, you'll see what I mean. So we'll embrace the frizz. So, fringe, 1, 2, 3. So, these ones I am going to roll this way. Some people roll them all back, some people roll them forward. It all sort of depends on what you want. If you're going to roll them forward, they're more likely to stand up. and fall. It sort of depends on your hair. They're going to fall a bit further forward. For me, I like my fringe to do the Marilyn sort of thing, so I like it to go this way. And also, as I say, it's the first time I've started since I've cut it, so we'll soon find out what happens. So we're going to spray. And we're going to give it a brush. And now the important bit is to make sure we have some bobby pins. Another thing from Lucille Lux's shop, because I just freaking adore her stuff. So these sometimes take time because you've got little ends. If, like me, you have a fringe that is forever growing out. I also have a cut now that is not quite as vintage styled. It is a more modern cut that I have, like, you know, like the curtain fringe sort of thing going on. So tucking in the ends. You can use your tail comb to tuck in the ends. I don't, I just find it fluffy. Right, so this is down here now. I am going to take a long bobby pin. That's a long one. I don't know if I can show you. Hang on. I should have done this before I put the roll in my head, to be honest. But, you know. So there's the size difference, as you can see. And we're going to put it in the bottom. It's really hard to show people this. And we're going to grab a bit of the hair and push it through. And that is now kind of secure. I like to put 2 in because I tend to sleep on my face. So, or I have a small child who clambers on me in my night in the sleep. So I'm just going to pull this around again and pop in another pin. I hope you can see that. So you've got the roll in the hair. You're taking your pin. Don't use your teeth. I open it up very slightly and you're gripping a bit of the hair and going underneath. Okay, simple. It's fiddly the first few times and sometimes I have to put loads of pins in. Just depends what my hair's decided to do that day. Okay, so now I'm going to do the second bit. This has got part of my normal hair in it, so not my fringe. So see how this goes. We may have to move it and incorporate that a bit further down, but we'll see. So wrapping and rolling down. It just takes practice, guys. Patience, practice. And even when you've been doing it for years, you screw it up quite frequently. So, you know, it's just what it is. Long bobby pin. You don't have to open them, I don't think. I'm pretty sure some girls don't. I just tend to. I don't know why. If it's just a bad habit, it might be. I don't know. I just tend to because I find it grabs the hair. Okay, last one, and this one I'm actually going to probably use one with a clip on because it's down here and it doesn't really matter. And here we go. Probably could have got away with incorporating that in there, to be honest, but never mind. Try and roll it flat. Don't spiral it because we don't want spiral curls or beachy waves. We want nice Shirley Temple ringlets, basically. And clip. Okay, so I've got a set in. That's taken us half an hour, and that's with me chatting. Normally takes a little less. So see how we're going. Yeah, we've got our gap as usual, and obviously, as you can see, I have just dyed my hair because my scalp is purple. So now we've got that in. I realise I say so a lot. Everything out of there. Yes. Okie dokie. Now we're going to put in our sleep headgear. I've tried a lot of different things to sleep in to keep my curls in place. And silk scarves are great, but I do find I have to pin them a lot. So what I do, so there's that sew again. I use just a hairnet first, think I got this in Superdrug, something like that. And I put it over the back and bring it forward and catch the side ones as best I can. Sometimes I find the side ones will pull and hurt if I'm over them too far, like some of them if they're a bit tight. But I don't put it over these because I sometimes find I get a dent, or on my forehead I get a dent. It's kind of annoying. And then this is the key. It's called a slumber net. And again, 5 guesses where it's from. It's from Lucille Locks. So it's brilliant. It's already in the triangle shape we want. They're really cute. You can use them as little headscarves as well. You don't have to just use them to do this. She's got some lovely little cards that have been made up. They're fantastic. Go and have a look. Over the back, hook it underneath your rollers at the back. And you've got so much space, guys, to wrap over your rollers. It's amazing. And then we're going to pull our little triangle in the middle, roughly in the middle, underneath those. And my personal preference, some people like to go over their rollers like that. Perfectly fine. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. I just don't ever tend to go in front of them because I don't like how the scarf, any scarf, feels on my head like that. Because we've got the 3 in, I might go behind them today. If I'm doing this, I might try and pull my henna a little bit further forward. I know I just said I don't tend to, and I don't often, but the reason being is I want to protect them from falling out, those suckers. So I've just completely contradicted myself. Oh well. So I'm going to put them in there, and again, pull this forward. I'm so sorry I keep saying so. I've just been recording a PowerPoint presentation and I realise I say that a lot, and it's been a very long time since I've done a talky video like this. Over the back of the head, here we go again. Put it up, tuck it in as much as you want. You're going to bed, guys, it doesn't really matter. And then behind for me, nice and firm, flick him back, and then we do our little bow. It's as simple as that, everybody. She says, and then misses. Like that. And then I tuck these in because I've woken up in the night with something in my face, freaked out, not knowing what it was, and it was that. And there you go. As I say, you can wear these out in a different form. What I will do in the morning is I will try and remember to record a video of what I will do with my hair when I go out with rollers in, but don't really want people to know. It's difficult because I have a little one and she likes to get involved in the videos and I don't particularly want her on them. So I probably won't get away with doing it, but we'll give it a go. There we go. I will see you in the morning. Night.